Chairperson Tongoyo.
Yes, sir. Speaker.
Jerry Maina, that is your statement being responded to. Better pay attention.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm glad that the honorable member is in the House. Honorable Speaker, I want to respond as follows. Honorable Speaker, the Member of Parliament for Kirinyaga County, Honorable Jane Jerry Maina, has requested for a statement regarding the deaths that occurred in her county after consumption of illicit brews. Honorable Member particularly sought to be informed, 1, the status of investigation into the death, whether the owners of the outlet from where the brew was obtained have been apprehended and prosecuted, measures taken by the government to ensure strict compliance with the Alcoholic Drink Control Act 2010 and effective implementation of alcohol policy in region mostly affected by consumption of illicit brews. I want to state that as follows. Honorable Speaker, on 6 February 2024, a total of 17 persons lost their lives after consumption of illicit brews in CHANGAA village, Mwea West Sub-County, Kirinyaga County. 15 of the people who lost their lives took the illicit brew at California Bar, while the other 2 drank at Coconut Bar. Investigations were commenced immediately, which indicated that the illicit brew was an exhibit at Kiamashira Police Station exhibit store, but it was stolen by the police officers and sold to the main suspect, Mr. John Murithi Karaya, before the incident. The survivors of the illicit brew, the 13 in number, were traced, their statement recorded, and were issued with the P3 forms. Mr. Speaker, a total of 8 suspects, including the 4 police officers who were accused of stealing the illicit brew exhibit, has been arrested in connection with the illicit brew deaths, and the suspects were as follows. 1, Kennedy Mugambi, number 235553. 2, PC Francis Muteya, number 113662. PC Brian Karaoke, number 124739. PC Alan Kayo, number 125028. And Anthony Muthea, John Murithi Karaya, Lydia Wanjiro Mbokote, Jane Wamboi Muluakuki. Mr. Speaker, detectives are in pursuit of other suspects who are at large. All 8 suspects were produced before the court on miscellaneous application, and the court issued orders to detain them in different police stations within the county, with the mention of case being 7th March at Baricho Law Court. The completion of the cases filed in almost complete, and the same will be forwarded to DPP for perusal and advice. The owners of the outlet from where the brew was obtained has been apprehended and prosecuted. Honorable Speaker, the following 3 owners of the California outlet has been arrested and are being held at Sagana and Kiamashira Police Station: John Murithi Karaya, Lydia Wanjiro Mbogothe, Jane Wanjiro Muriauki. However, the owner of the Coconut Bar is still at large, and efforts have been intensified to arrest him together with other suspects. Number 2, measures taken by the government to ensure strict compliance with the Alcoholic Drink Act Control 2010 and effective implementation of alcohol policies in region mostly affected by the illicit brew. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Interior and National Administration, in collaboration with the NECADA and other key stakeholders, has taken the following measures, among others, to ensure strict compliance with the Alcoholic Drink Control Act and effective implementation of the alcoholic policies in the country. Sensitization and an awareness program targeting members of the public on dangers of alcoholic consumption and the importance of purchasing certified alcoholic drinks. Such forums include local barasas, social meetings, school programs, and sporting activities. Continued surveillance, seizure, and destruction of illicit brews by the national government administration officers. Conducting regular rapid response initiative targeting illicit and counterfeit alcohol. The multi-agency enforcement operation to check on compliance, to lay out regulation and crack down to close down alcoholic outlet near institution of learning. Sensitization program targeting entertainers through the Bar Owners Association. Liaison with the county government to ensure that only alcoholic drinks that are sold in the premises that they are licensed. The intelligence and information gathering. NACADA developed a national guideline for prevention and management of alcohol and drug abuse in basic learning institutions. The guidelines to guide the teachers and parents on incident management to assist in identification of those who are using drugs, in possession of drugs, and management of the students. All bars, the guidelines also target support staff who have been named in several locations to the supplier on their role in prevention of substance use and maintaining drug-free environment. All bars within Kirinyaga County were closed, and multi-agency team comprising of the security committees at both county and sub-county level, county government official, NACADA, KEBS, KRA, and Anti-Counterfeit Authority deployed to ensure compliance. The multi-agency inspected and vetted all liquor outlets. Those who have complied with the Alcoholic Drug Act has been allowed to operate. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Signed by Kithure Kindiki, Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Administration.
Jerry?
Mr. Speaker?
Yes.
Can I add something?
Go ahead. Honorable Kiborek and
that is the Minister's response to the question of Kirinyaga, and I want again to reiterate, Mr. Speaker, that it was a very painful death. And Mr. Speaker, it has not just happened even to Kirinyaga, it's still happening. In my own county, actually, as early as late as yesterday, I got a report of about 2 deaths that are also died because of consumption of illicit brews. And Mr. Speaker, I think these issues and many others should really be able to trigger conversation. We appreciate the effort being taken by the Deputy President currently on matters regarding the illicit brews and drug and substance abuse. And Mr. Speaker, we have got sufficient laws to help the country able to curb the menace. But I think, Mr. Speaker, as I said earlier when this came up, we had a few gaps in the law that I think as a House we should be able to discuss and see how we can cure. Like, Mr. Speaker, the issue of importation and export of illicit brews and all these, the NACADA, who is a critical player, is not admitted in the portal. And we think if they are admitted and become the first approver, they can able to trace the ethanol, the volumes, and all the ethanols that are in the country. Mr. Speaker, on the issue of the counties, the Constitution 2010, Schedule 4, moved the function of licensing to the counties, and NACADA has got no much role. We were saying, Mr. Speaker, if we can able to harmonize and able to allow the NACADA to be a secretary to the district licensing district committee, it can able to ensure that some funds were ring-fenced and be made available to sensitize the public on the effect of the same. Mr. Speaker, there is a big problem. We have been actually in conversation with the NACADA, and they say majority of this ethanol come across the border, Tanzania and Uganda. And because they say the tariffs are not standardized, Mr. Speaker. In Tanzania, there is no tax, there is no actually excess duty, it is 0. In Uganda, across, it's half. So it makes it easier for the dealers of this ethanol to bring them in the country. I think it's a conversation that we should be discussing, Mr. Speaker, to ensure that there is standard tariffs across the East African bloc, so that we can able to control the influx of ethanol in the country. Mr. Speaker, as I complete, I say the issue of control of ethanol and substance abuse should be a concerted effort of all of us and actually the majority stakeholders. There is something, Mr. Speaker, that the KEBS, there were the NACADA people at some point, we had a conversation, and I was saying, normally when ethanol is exported into the country, it comes as a commercial for production of spirits, the sanitizers and the rest. But the rogue suppliers divert it for human consumption.
maybe we should also bring conversation whether this can be denatured so that it becomes so bitter it cannot be used for consumption. Mr. Speaker, that is the response, and I wanted also to add the same. And I'm really sorry to our Member of Parliament. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Jerry, order, honorable members. Order, the conversations are too loud. Jerry.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would like to thank the Chair of the Departmental Committee for the very detailed response in regard to the deaths that happened in Kenyatta County. Honorable Speaker, perhaps as a follow-up, I would like to know, there were more than 1,200 crates that went missing, and I would want to know whether they have been located or what is the status of the same. Honorable Speaker, I would also like to know how many bars, because I have seen that Herman has indicated that there was a vetting process that was done in conjunction with the county government and other national agencies allowing for the operation of bars. How many have been allowed to operate after the vetting process? Honorable Speaker, I want to commend the honorable member for raising the issue of...
Chairman, I hope you are listening to the questions being raised. Yes.
I am actually commending him.
Yes.
I want to commend him for raising the issue of introducing the chemical that is mixed with ethanol without changing its industrial component and use of the same. And I believe that is an issue that the committee should take up so that we can also legislate at the national level to ensure that we protect and contain the importation of ethanol and also second generation alcohol. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Member for Kishugu. Can you give the member for Kishugu the mic?
Oh.
There you are.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me also comment on this matter.